The Ottoman Empire played a significant and multifaceted role in the spread of Islam across three continents, Europe, Asia, and Africa, during its 6th century region, from the late 13th century to the early 20th century. This spread was not merely through military conquest, but also through administrative policies, cultural patronage, religious institutions, and diplomacy. Here's a detailed statement outlining how the Ottomans contributed to the spread of Islam. The Ottoman Empire was one of the most powerful Islamic empires in the history, and it significantly shaped the expansion and institutionalization of Islam in diverse regions. The Ottomans helped spread Islam through a combination of military, political, religious, and cultural means, which together created an environment in which Islam could flourish and reach new populations. One of the most direct ways the Ottomans spread Islam was through military conquest. From their origins in Anatolia, they expanded into the Balkans, the Middle East, and North America. One of their key victories was the conquest of Constantinople in 1453. They transformed major Christian centers into Islamic ones, turning the city into the capital of an Islamic empire and renaming it to Istanbul. Through their conquest, the Ottomans introduced Islam to new regions, including large parts of southwestern Europe, modern-day Greece, Bulgaria, Albania, Bosnia, and parts of Hungary. While forced conversions were rare, the presence of Muslim rulers and the introduction of Islamic legal and administrative systems created a framework in which Islam could spread organically. They established a sophisticated Islamic legal and religious infrastructure that encouraged the spread of Islam. They promoted the Sunni Hanafi school of jurisprudence as the official legal framework of the empire. This helped standardize Islamic practice across the vast and culturally diverse territory. They also built thousands of mosques, madrasas, Islamic schools, Sufi lodges, tiki or zavia, and libraries which served as centers of religious learning and spiritual development. These institutions not only educated local populations in Islamic principles, but also produced scholars, jurists, and missionaries who carried Islamic teachings into remote areas. Sufi orders played a major role in the spread of Islam within the Ottoman domains, especially in frontier areas. Orders like the Mevlevis, Baktashis, and Naqshbandis were often supported by the state and actively involved in the missionary work. Their spiritual approach to Islam made the religion more accessible to the local population, including Christians and animists in the Balkans and Anatolia, many of whom converted to Islam through the influence of Sufi teachers. While promoting Islam, the Ottomans also allowed religious minorities, especially Christians and Jews, to maintain their faiths under the Millet system. This policy of religious tolerance often created a stable environment that encouraged voluntary conversions to Islam over time. Converts were often motivated by social, economic, and political incentives, such as access to state offices, tax benefits, and land ownership, all of which were readily available to Muslims. In the 16th century, after the conquest of Mamluk Sultanate, the Ottoman sultans assumed the title of Caliph, claiming spiritual leadership over the entire Muslim world. This helped reinforce the religious authenticity of the empire and positioned the Ottomans as defenders and promoters of Islam, especially during conflicts with Christian Europe and the Shia Safavid Empire in Iran. The Caliphal authority allowed the Ottomans to send scholars and religious officials to distant Muslim communities, from sub-Saharan Africa to Central Asia, thereby unifying and strengthening the global Islamic identity. Their legacy can still be seen today in the Islamic traditions, institutions, and cultural practices of the Balkans, Anatolia, the Middle East, and North America.